How does time work? Is it subjective or objective? In this video, we're going to talk about 3 different ways that philosophy addresses this question. These perspectives are 3-dimensionalism, 4-dimensionalism, and the unreality of time. We're not talking about the measurements we use for time, like hours and minutes. Instead, we're talking about how time passes from past to present to future, and whether time exists as a separate dimension, or maybe that time doesn't exist at all. To explain our 3 views, let's imagine 3 friends all went to the cinema one day to watch a film. Their names are 3D, 4D, and Mac. While they were watching the movie, the screen froze for a moment, and then continued. This inspired all of them to think about how time is like a film reel. When they came out of the film, they all had very different perspectives on how time works. I will let them explain all their different points of view. Hi, I'm 3D, and I have quite a simple way of thinking about time. Like the others, I believe that time is a measure of change. As a 3Dist, I have a simple belief that the only things that exist are what is happening or existing at this exact moment. This is also known as presentism. 3Dism is a direct response to the question, do things in the past and future actually exist? For me, as a 3Dist, the answer is no. An example of being a 3Dist is believing that dinosaurs do not exist. I am not ruling out the possibility that they existed in the past, but at this current point in time, they are not existing, so therefore to me, do not exist. During the movie, I feel this was captured by what was on the screen at the exact point of viewing. At any point in time, in all possible worlds, even in the movie, the only objects which exist are those which exist at that exact moment. When the film stopped for me, all that was in existence at that point in time was what was on the screen. At any point in the film, there is only one reality existing, and what has gone by or what is to come does not exist yet, according to me and my views.
Hi, I'm 4D. I believe that all times, past, present, and future, are all equally real. Ordinary objects, like you or me, have spatial parts that extend through space, but just in the same way, we also have temporal parts that extend through time. I would argue that just as we are located at different points in space, the objects within the past and future are also existing in different points in time. This is also known as eternalism. So when the movie froze, I turned my head around and I saw that there was actually a reel of film that had jammed in the projector. We may have been experiencing the film as a constant flow of change, but what was really going on was that there was a reel of film displaying a series of static images where all moments in the film existed, without the necessity of us viewing them. So I believe that time is actually like the reel of film. There may be a subjective experience of time, like when we refer to things that have happened or will happen, but what the 3Dist does not understand is that time is the entity in which all these realities coexist at once.
I'm Mac, and I don't think time exists at all. One of the issues I have with 4-dimensionalism is that all events must change from being a future event to a present, then a past event. But that's a contradiction, because if all these events continue to exist all the time on a timeline, then an event that exists in the past also exists in the present. So it is a past and a present event at the same time, and that's a contradiction. As mentioned by my friends 3D and 4D, we see time by how things change from one moment to the next. So you can't have time without change. A universe where nothing changed would have no time. When the movie froze on one frame, it was clear that no time within the film was passing until the characters started to move again. In the same way, if all things stopped changing or moving, including people's thoughts, then no time would pass until they unfroze. What this means for the question of whether time is objective or subjective is that time is subjective. As time is only made up of change, it must not exist as something external to the people and the things that experience it. So, we've talked about 3 different theories. According to 3-dimensionalism, the only time that exists is the present, and once the past is gone, it does not exist anymore. 4-dimensionalists say that all of time exists. We're just experiencing it one frame at a time. And finally, the theory that because time is only made up of events, that it could not exist without. Maybe time doesn't exist at all. What do you think? Is time subjective or objective?